Hello everybody, my name is Marcus Nicholson and I am a member of the K.I.M Keep It Moving running group. I'm 55 years old. I came over from Australia where I was born. I'm a gay Australian, Chinese, English, Scottish man. I came over in 1991, where I have now been living for the last 33 years. Last April, my husband Tony and we went to the London Marathon and we stopped at the 600 metres point to go, and I had exactly the same feeling like I did all the other times when I went there with him, and the feeling was this: I really want to do a marathon, but I never did anything about it. This time, after I said to Tony, I'm going to have regrets if I don't do this thing, he said, well, why don't you register while we're here? I did that, and then a few days later I saw an old friend of mine who happened to say, you need to get yourself in a running group. Well, by the end of that same day that I met him, there were a few chance things that happened which led me to the cafe where I normally go in and say hello to my friend Carl, who owns the shop there. And when I just happened to mention, look what I've done, I've put my name down to register for the London Marathon, he said, speak to that man Eric over there. One thing led to the other. By the end of the conversation, I was invited to be in the running group. Then, 8 months later, Eric said to me, would you like a place in the London Marathon 2024? Of course, I said yes. And in that last 8 months, a few things have happened which I really need to point out. In 1980, in high school in Australia, I was the fastest runner. In 1981, secondary school, I was the slowest. Apparently, the standard in my primary school was really bad. Well, I stopped running in 1981. 42 years later, last year, I took up running again. And through that 8 months, what I've realized has happened, all that stuff that was stuck in my body from being the fastest to the slowest, I buried all that. In that burial process, all this other stuff I've buried, and then what's been going on in the last 8 months, all this stuff has been coming out of my body. I'm happier, my mental health is much better, I'm fitter, and all the other things that were sort of niggly in my life or in the periphery, they've all seemed to be falling into place in ways and means that I had never ever imagined could ever be possible. I'm even getting along with my husband Tony better now, and I'm making the effort to do things the proper way and not the Marcus way, because my stubbornness, I've learned to control that, and actually 50-50 is the best way in all exchanges. I would like people to know this story, because I now, as I work as a global quantum psychologist and a part-time chef, I love helping people in all sorts of ways and areas in their lives. I have passion for that, and now if I don't do this sort of work, I don't actually feel like I want to do any sort of work, because this is the stuff that I was put on this planet for. I didn't really think that when I got a no to London, to the entry for London, that okay, that meant that I got Brighton, because I paid the £60 and I got Brighton. But then when Eric said, would you like a London place? Of course I said yes. So now I'm going to be running 2 marathons in 2 weeks at age 55. But a couple of days ago, I decided to do my own full marathon. And Wednesday last week, during the night until Thursday morning, I ran from Fulham to Stratford, and then Stratford back to Fulham. And you have no idea how good I felt about that. When I spoke to Eric about it, he said, Marcus, I think you'll be fine. And so this is my video to London Marathon, explaining why I'm running and the passion that I've got for this.